Okay, this is timing strategies for Tuesday, September the 9th, and this is client communication updates, client blog updates. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell or take any investment action whatsoever. If you're not a client or you're a member of the public, either one, please feel free to give us a call if you have any questions. This is just for communication purposes only. Also, check out our 401k section at our website, 401k IRA Resource Management section. It's really good. We're updating that, and it's for folks that need a little more help than what they're probably getting with their current employers, or maybe if they're doing things on their own in their own IRAs. That said, let's just get down to brass tacks. Well, it was a nice looking setup that did not work. So what happened is we are now basically flat. Excuse me, not flat. We cut the long positions out and we maintained the shorts on the Russell. We got long 40% here net with the S&P, the Dow, and the Nasdaq. We maintained a 10% short position. Let's use the IWM again. We kept a 10% short position on in the IWM all the way from back here. We still have that position on using the Qs for our Nasdaq proxy. We also got long 7.5% here. Excuse me, that was on this day, on Friday. Basically turned into a break even. Decided to give it a little more room. Well, hindsight's always perfect. 2020. Should have got out of that also. And we also got long using the Dow on that day, which was also right here. And that turned out to be a break even today. So and then let's go back to the XLB. Got long on that day here also. That turned out to be a bit of a loser, 5%. Using the TLT, we still have that. TLT being actually we're short. We got short here on Friday for whatever reason. If you want to look at it that way, for whatever reason, we still kept the short on in the TLT. Don't ask me why. I don't want to go into it too much here. And we also kept, of all things, the longs in the oils, in the Ridex Energy and Energy Services. Reason being, I don't want to go into it right here. If you have questions, please give us an email or a phone call. Be happy to go into it a little more thorough. Bottom line is, I'm actually looking to add to that XLE in the Ridex Energy and Energy Services. Also, looking at the GDX, that might be one that I may regret to hold because we try to do the basket with the energy and the metals. We were long from here from the 11th. We were still long, so energy 7.5%, GDX 7.5% for a net total of 15% energy and metals. But again, using the spiders, we are now flat. All the indices, I mean, we blew out of all our indices, went flat today, and actually maintained the shorts on the Russell. And I wanted to go short in the Nasdaq using the Qs. Whoops, that's not it. I wanted to go short a little bit in the Nasdaq. I really got a gut that this Nasdaq is going to keep going and keep going and keep going much lower. I think we're going to wipe out the lows of March with the Nasdaq. I just didn't want to sell into the hole based on the fact that we are so oversold today. I may put that short position back on. I may go short in the Nasdaq if we get a test back above that $43 price tag. But this right here is nasty, my friends. You look at the Qs, and we did a breakout back here in August. The breakout held long enough to be valid, came back down for the test right here. And looking at that, came back down for the test right in this level. The test appeared to be successful, and then kaboom, kaboom, kasplat, kaboom. It's like catching, watermelons from a 20-floor drop. You don't want to be catching watermelons as they've been dropped off the 20th floor of a building. So that test turned out to be a phony breakout, and the test itself, we are now below the range, below 45, 44.5. That Nasdaq, we might get a test back up into this level. I don't know, but that kind of deep sell-off from that range, see how perfect freaking flat lines here. That sell-off from that test right here at 45, from that breakout, and the failure, as deep as it was, should have had everybody and myself going short, 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 short. I just don't like selling into great big hole days like that, and this day, today, was another great big hole day. That's why we did not go short today, maybe looking for a test. We might get a lot of noise around this price level at the $43 price tag. We might see a lot of back and forth. And that'll be the key to try to get short successfully so we don't have too much drawdown or whiplaw, chop saw noise in the meantime. So ultimately, Qs, in my opinion, NASDAQ, they're going to gut that low. They're going to gut the March low. And so we have to be aware for that. And again, I honestly believe that right now, and this is my belief, the Russells are going to gut that low in July. It's just a matter of when. So other than that, not much to speak of. We'll see what happens. Just wanted to give it an update. So again, we're flat the indices except in our what positions we are short in the Russell. We still have the metals, and we also still have the XLB. Let me go to the XLB real quick. We also have the RIDEX basic materials. So we still also have that 5%. We'll see what happens. We may blow out of that depending on what kind of price action we get tomorrow, but I've got a buy point coming in right here. The problem is we have not have enough volume to give this a strong enough buy signal. Just looking for maybe a one-day bounce to kind of maybe think about getting out of that. But if you look at the XLE, massive volume today. That's kind of giving me the indication that we're setting up for a bottom. Biggest volume day today in the history of the XLE. Let's go look at the OIH. Biggest volume day today on the OIH as well. Well, almost except for the January low. But again, I think we've got a regression pop coming in. So that's why we kept on the energies. We'll see what happens day by day if we want to get out of those and kind of salvage a bad trade in the energies and metals, or we want to actually add or buy into them at these levels depending on tomorrow's price action. Okay, like I said, anything other than that, please feel free to give us a call or an email. Wish you all a good night.